Hiya, my name's Charlie and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. And this video today is going to be a chatty kind of catch-up video. At the beginning I'll show you like some books that I have acquired, like some library books and some other books, and then I think I'll lead on to just general nit-nat. So and to talk about like everything that's been going on recently and stuff. So yeah, here we go. Okay. So the first, I'm going to show you the first pile of books that I've got in front of me. I picked up from a recent visit to National Trust property, because we always go in like the little shop at the end before we go home. And yeah, the book we picked up, my daughter and my daughter saw, and we chose to get, was the Veggie Air Fryer book. And this is basically, does what it says on the tin. It is basically filled with various vegetarian recipes that you can cook in the air fryer. I am not vegetarian myself, but I do eat a lot of vegetarian food, and that if I had a preference, like whenever we go out for meals, like at restaurants and stuff, I tend to pick up vegetarian food. It's just what I like. So there's so many amazing recipes in here. There's got like all the usual kinds of things that you would expect. So yeah, I have dived in. I'll put some pictures on screen of some of the cool ones. Like we've got like the usual kinds of things, like some soups. Yeah, and then they've got these cool lovely little snacks like with filet pastry, and yeah, there's various cool yummy things in here. So yeah, I can't wait to like dive into this. Then I've picked up, I'll show you 3 Booker books that I have picked up from the library. Myself, I'm sure you've probably watched some of the videos. Myself and my lovely friend Charlie are reading the Booker this year, and we've divided the list into 2, so that we've only got like 6 or 7 books each to read. And then if we want to read books from the other person's list, then we can, obviously. So yeah, these actually two of the 3 books that I picked up from the library are on Charlie's list. The first of which I finished reading yesterday, which is The Rest of Our Lives by Benjamin Markovits. And yeah, I have some thoughts about this book. I really didn't like it. This is meant to be like the male equivalent of the Miranda July All Fours, which that was a book I already DNF'd, so I should have kind of like I did have that going in, but because I DNF'd the Miranda July one. But when the people that I've been watching that have read both say that actually these books are very different. But I still didn't like it. I didn't like the characters in this book. So the main character of this book is an slightly older guy. I say older, but you know, like in his 40s, 50s, I think his 50s. And he's got kids that are grown up, and his wife apparently 10 years ago had an affair, and then he goes off to take his daughter to college, and on the drive after he's dropped her off, he just carries on driving, apparently. Oh, not apparently. This is what happens. I've read this book. Don't know why I'm saying apparently, because I have read this book. And this is what happens. I didn't like the characters. I didn't like any single character in this book. I did not like the writing. There were like phrases that were repeated, which I found very jarring. There were some things in here, like at the beginning, it's not really like a massive spoiler, but it's like, I won't go into that actually. But yeah, the main character speaks in a really kind of, I feel like he's quite, I just don't like him. I really don't like him. And like I said, again, I don't like the writing. So I feel like in a book, I need to have like plot that I like, because the plot was really dull. There is no plot really in this book very much, not really. And I feel like I need good writing, characters that I like, or plot that I'm into, and none of those 3 things I found in this book. This is probably the worst book, and I should have DNF'd it, but I didn't. I just, because it was like only 200 and something pages, I chose to carry on because I wanted to get another book ticked, because there are other books on the long list which I feel like I again probably will DNF. I want to try all of them, but anyway. So I was like, I'll get to the end of this, but I shouldn't have done, because it's, oh my god, this is the worst book I've read this year. It's horrendous. It's so annoying, horrible. Just like, I know there are people that will like this book, so if you like this book, I'm terribly sorry, and I'm glad that you found something that you like. Me personally, if it wasn't a library book, it's the kind of book I'd throw across the room, that kind of deal. I really intensely dislike this book. So I would say stay away from this book if you are have similar kind of taste to me. Anyway, that's that one. And then it wasn't meant to be a review, but anyway, it just was. Then I've got Flesh, which is also on Charlie's list, and also is a book that I'm kind of a bit not sure about because I've seen very mixed reviews. There are some people that I follow on here online that love this book, and then also there's some people that really didn't like it. So again, I don't know which side I will sit, but I will try it. I have, you know, there are some people on the back that, I mean, well, I don't know actually. I've got like David Nichols and Tessa Hadley, which I have, you know, not disliked books from these people before, so maybe I will like it and I'll sit that side of it. I don't know, I will let you know. Then there's lastly in the book of books, there's a book that is on my list and is also on Charlie's list. This is a book that Charlie, I'm going to be starting a reading vlog, and it's going to be over on Charlie's channel, so we're both reading this and yeah, doing like a little vloggy style, and it's all going to be that video will be over on Charlie's channel. So if future Charlie future me remembers, I will link that video in the future when it comes out. It's not going to be out any quite yet, obviously, because we both have got to read this book. So yeah, so that's that. Then I've got 3 more books, and then I'll get on to the natty side. Oh my gosh, I'm so hot. It's so hot here in the UK still. We're having, obviously everyone's going to be complaining, but we're obviously going through another heat wave, which is like anyway. So the next book is a second in a series. This is the Whisperwicks, The Impossible Trials, and this is, like I said, and I've got the special edition of it, as you can see, and when you open the dust, one of the things with these books, the first book was the same, you open the dust jacket and underneath you've got this kind of cool naked hardcover, which I love, and I really loved the first book. So in the first book we meet Benjamin Creek, and he's 11 years old at the first book, and he basically ends up going on an adventure to this other land, and yeah, I loved the writing in it. There were these like also these kind of like slightly heavier themes within it that this book tackles, which I loved. It sort of talks a little bit about grief, and it's just it was so beautiful, but also fun and captivating. So as soon as I knew the second book was coming out this year, I knew I wanted to get it. So yeah, that's why obviously to follow on from the series. So this is what I've done. Yeah, I think I'm going to save this for September probably, because obviously I need to finish off my book of books. Unless I get fed up with the book of books, we shall see. If you've read this, let me know if you enjoyed it. If you've read the first one, or if you're interested in reading this, if you've read the first one. I can't talk, it's boiling. If you've read this, let me know, and if you've read the first one and you're excited to read this, let me know. Yeah. Right, the next 3 books are books that are on the Wainwright Prize. One of the Wainwright Prize lists. 3 of these ones in front of me are on the illustrated prize, book prize ones. Basically, the Wainwright Prize is divided up into, is it 3 or 4 prizes? So we've got the Nature Writing Prize, the Conservation Writing Prize, the Illustrative Books ones, and then the Children's Fiction. So 4 different like categories, and they've all got, they originally had long lists, now they've gone down to the short lists, and the books in front of me are all on the adult illustrative books, if you know what I mean. I think that's right. And this is the one I just like recently hauled this week, and the other 2 books I got like a month ago for my anniversary, my wedding anniversary. It was one of my presents my husband got, because he gets me books amongst other things, obviously. He's lovely. So yeah, this one is Sweep Sing Perch Paddle, but the words, it says Birds by Carrie Ackroyd and words by John McEwen, I think. And it's basically, obviously the illustrations are by Carrie, and basically it takes you throughout the year, and you have these stunning illustrations, and then it's obviously talking about the birds on the or within these images. And I haven't actually started it yet, but this is going to be one that I'm going to read for Shorty September. So yeah, I just can't wait. Also, it's another one that makes me want to look up the illustrators' previous work and see if there's any prints available. I don't know. Anyway, so I just really like these the prints in this book. that's that one. And then another one that's on the same list is Homecoming by Melissa Harrison. Melissa Harrison, I think I've read some of her children's fiction before, but this is her, so it's kind of like, well, it says it's a guided journal to lead you back to nature. And the reason I wanted this was because one of my things at the beginning of the year is to try and get myself outside walking more and grounded more in nature, and this basically does what it says on the tin again. So you're there's like a guide there's a little bit at the beginning of every single month. So we've got August, and it says harvest time in the fields, the hedgerows and garden for veg growers too, but the birds have fallen quiet. And then it then has like a whole bit that Michelle Harrison has written for you to like read about that month, and like stuff like information that she's got, etc. And then there's like a place that you can basically fill in like a journal, write your notes about things that you've observed in nature. So, and there's also like at the bottom of each page they've got things that you will see in the season here in the UK, and it's got like identified feathers, and then heard a javelin buzzard and things like that. So yeah, and I did do some of it in July, and I haven't actually yet filled anything in for August, but I am excited to, because this is like so beautiful. And yeah, it feels like I won't just do it this year. This will be something that I come back to and fill in like again and again until I filled up the sections. So yeah, I love this. This is like such a Charlie treasure, and something that myself as a child would have absolutely loved. Then lastly, but not leastly in terms of the book haul, it was the biggest treat. This is something that my husband and myself are reading together every single night. So it's something we're currently reading, and we're kind of halfway through, if you see. And it's called The Perimeter. It's by Quentin Lake. And basically Quentin basically this is Quentin's journey walking the entire coastal path of the UK, and yeah, over a course of years and stuff. And it's like basically like what me and my husband have been doing is, so you will have like a section, yeah, so you'll have a section where he's been, so at the beginning you have like this one's Sussex, and then it's like his journals like throughout Sussex, like things of interest that he points of interest that he found when he was walking through Sussex. And then afterwards you get all the photos for that region, for that county. So for example here, I mean, I'm not showing you the best photos. What I will do is I will insert here some of my favorite pictures. I mean, there are a lot of beautiful photos in here. And yeah, literally, so every single night, or most nights since we've been starting it, we've been reading one county a night. And yeah, and it's just been like such a wonderful treat to like, it feels like my husband and me were like going on a little journey with Quentin. And yeah, it's like I'm really enjoying it, and it's nice to like read a book really slowly, and also to share the photos with my husband. And we've been like taking notes of like places we want to go and places like to see. So yeah, this has been like such a treat, and I feel like it's one that even after we finish that we will revisit, obviously for reasons like I said, and also because it's just like the photos are stunning, like top quality stunning. So yeah. So the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the podcast that I've been listening to that my mum recommended to me, and that's the Dig It podcast, which is hosted by Zoe Ball and Joe Wiley, and it sort of encompasses like a lot of things. It's basically like a little part gardening like show, partly like they just basically a weekly catch up with them. And then so they do 2 videos a week, and yeah, so one is like sort of the more like catch up / recommendations and things, and then the other one is like viewers questions and answers and stuff. So yeah, which is just so much fun, and it's like so relaxing and so wonderful. And like they were like people I used to watch on the telly when I was growing up and stuff, obviously because like Zoe hosted the Big Breakfast and yeah, like and loads of other cool things. Like both of them are amazing, and like the show is amazing. The recommendations you get are like when I love the garden chatter, and it just feels like you're just sat down watching some friends, just having a catch up, and yeah, and just hearing about like, but they're like proper cool. I feel like they're proper cool. So yeah, either which way, if you haven't checked it out, I feel like you guys really need to, because I'm sure you guys probably have all heard of it, but yeah, I'm gonna leave that in the description. I think I'm just gonna like say about life. I'm gonna get comfy now. So excuse me, my foot has gone to sleep. Right, a second. So yeah, so recently, just this week, just yesterday, my eldest got their A-level results, so which was very, very exciting. And more excitingly even than the A-level results, they found out that they got into their first choice university, and so it's just like very, very exciting. But it means that obviously in September in this house there's going to be a whole lot of change, because Oscar will be going off out into the world and moving into halls, which is just crazy, and as a mother, very scary, for me as well as for Oscar, obviously. Like probably more scary for Oscar, but just I feel like as a mother, it's like, or as a parent, like it's like so scary as well. And it's like something that I don't know, I wasn't anticipating how anxious I would feel around it. I feel like parenting and like at lifing, like in life, I feel like you just get used to one thing and one set of scenarios, and then it's like, yeah, the game changes again. Well, I was saying to my mum, I said, it feels like you're playing a computer game, and especially with parenting, it feels like you're playing a computer game and you just master one level, and then you go on to the next, you move up to the next level, and then the next level is a whole strange land full of brand new baddies and brand new like worries. And that is exactly how it feels with this, because I was like, all we have to do is kind of like get them into the uni. And as soon as we found out they were into the uni, I was like, yes, this is so great, I'm so happy. And then last night I was in bed and I was awake, and I was like, all these other brand new like worries that never had even come into my brain before popped up. And I'm sure most of them will be fine, and Oscar will be amazing, and it will be okay, and if not, we're going to be there for them. So but yeah, oh, it's a lot of change. And then my youngest also will be starting college, which again, so she's moving out of the school system again, so it's and going to a brand new place, which is another big change. And we do struggle with change in our family. I think most people struggle with change, but we do particularly struggle with change in our house. So I know it will be okay, like I said, but I'm just like very, very anxious about it. And in the grand scheme of life, like this summer has been like so much better like than the previous summers that we've had, because I've had quite a few summers where life has been much more all over the place. So I am very, very grateful that we've had like such an amazing summer, and I've had such amazing time with the kids and stuff. So yeah, but there's just like the little bits of unknown ahead. So if you guys have got, I'm sure you guys understand, so let me know if like if you've got any recommendations for anxiety in general, because I do always have anxiety, but I feel like yeah, I don't know, either which way. So yeah, just let me know any recommendations if you've got any things that help you when you're anxious. I have been listening, I downloaded the Merlin app, which has been like my favourite thing. And then so first thing in the morning and last thing at night, I put the Merlin app on and I sit either in my back garden or in my out the front, and I just listen, because opposite the front of me is the woods. I just sit and listen to the birds, and that has really been helping me. And especially like, well, first thing in the morning, the birds are very, very chatty, and I feel like I'm learning to recognise them, which is quite fun. And you can sort of like start to learn the different characters, which is really, really fun. But in the evening, it's also quite soothing and brings you some real calm. So yeah, that has been one of my favourite things. So yeah, I hope you guys are having really good summers and that you guys are okay. Another thing I've been enjoying is the sunflowers that I've been growing in the garden. I grow them every year, but they've looked really cool this year. Now they're starting to look a little bit more like there are less new flowers coming up. There are still some new flowers coming up, but there are starting to look a little bit more ratty, because obviously the heads of the older ones are starting to be very seed heavy, and but then it just means in the autumn the birds will come and they'll gobble them up and it will just be a source of food, which I like that. Yeah. I hope you guys are coping with the heat. Yeah, and I hope you guys are well. Let me know what you're reading. Am I enjoying the booker? I've kind of had mixed feelings with the booker, that books I've read so far. I think I've read, how many have I read? Yeah, so I've kind of had mixed feelings with the booker books that I've read so far. I've read 5 of them. I will go into videos with Charlie, so I won't talk about them any more than what I just did before. But yeah, I've had 1, 2, 3 that I haven't liked and 2 that I have. So the 2 that I will talk about, the 2 that I have liked. Sea Scraper, I actually really enjoyed in the end. Like, I think it took me like in some ways, like, because when I started it I was kind of loving it, and then my attention waned, and then there's moments where I felt like I was zoning in and out, so it wasn't like a 5-star book. But then also the audiobook, so the audiobook has like Benjamin Woods performs the main character Thomas Flett. The main character Thomas Flett is a musician, so he performs Thomas Flett's music, which I just loved. I feel like I would happily listen to a whole Thomas Flett / Benjamin Wood album. I feel like it needs to happen. I'm probably a bit crazy saying that, but I just really loved. That was probably my favourite thing. It was a very relaxing book. It was definitely an audiobook I would revisit, but I don't know, like, in terms of like a lot of the plot, I feel like I don't know how, like, I was concerned at one point how memorable the book would be. I think by the end I feel like I was sold, which is that's why I give it 4 stars. But at the beginning of it I was like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, no, that was one of my favourites so far. And then I've read The Loneliness of Sonia and Sunny by Kieran Desai, because I got a Netgalley arc, luckily, thank you Netgalley, and I just loved it, even though again it wasn't completely perfect. I think I did give it 5 stars. I may have been over egging the pudding there. I think possibly it's not quite 5 stars, because there were plot bits that kind of drove me crazy and they were a little bit too coincidental. But yeah, overall I still kind of feel like I really want a copy of that book to reread, so therefore again, like, it's at least 4.5 stars, if not like 4.7, and like I said initially I rated it 5 stars. That could have been where I was so disappointed in the other ones, you know, when you read really terrible books and then you read one that you really love. So yeah, that was that. Also, I finished the What Victoria Read Summer Reading Challenge. I finished the prompts board. I'll put that on screen with the covers of the books that I read. If you guys want to see a video about my reading for that, let me know, because I have ranked them on my phone, like the order of my favourites based upon those 24 books. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I'll link Victoria's video in the description talking about her summer reading challenge. It's not too late to join in. I mean, we are like we are getting there, but if you could, like, I feel like if you've got some weeks ahead of you or some holiday, you might want to join in and read some of the books from it. So yeah, I'll link that video in the description, her talking about it. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I hope you guys are well, and yeah, just have a good old conversation with me in the comments. Let me know how you're coping with the heat. Let me know all of the things that I said about, because I just love to hear about what you're reading. I love having a chat with you, and yeah, I think that's about it really. Anyway, take care and send me lots of love. Goodbye.